Welcome, Mr. Gnome, and welcome to this crypto update. Now, we have some exciting news for you guys because on Friday there was the White House Crypto Summit, and we got a lot of announcements from the summit itself, which mostly were bullish. But this update is a little bit bittersweet because even though we got all of the bullish news, what happened in the price was the complete opposite. We had the price was like $90,000, and then it fell to $80,000 at the lows here. Now, what exactly happened, what was announced, and where do I think price will go next? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So I will come back to the chart here and give you the full analysis of where I think the price will go in the short term. But first, let's talk about the actual summit itself, because this is very, very important so you understand the future of crypto. So I made the summary here on Twitter or X, and this was the most important clip. I'm not going to play it for you. It's 2 minutes long. I have summarized the whole thing in this post here or thread. So let's go through it. So there will be a Bitcoin strategic reserve, and the United States government will be acquiring Bitcoin into the strategic reserve in a way that does not create costs for taxpayers. So I think many people interpreted this as a bearish thing because that means that United States government will not actively buy Bitcoin, but that may not be the case because they can find ways to buy Bitcoin that just simply don't create costs for taxpayers. So, for instance, they can sell gold to buy Bitcoin. They can use the Bitcoin strategic reserve as a for example, if a company wants to come over to United States and they want to have a license, they need to deposit a little bit into the strategic reserve in order to have that license or renew the license. They can be fundraisers, they can be many different things how they can accrue more Bitcoin other than the legal confiscations. But Michael Saylor here, for example, who was at the summit, he already found out a few budget neutral strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin. So this is potentially massive, but it basically remains to be seen how it will be implemented. Then US government has ended the SEC lawsuits against crypto companies such as Coinbase and Ripple, who were both represented in the summit. And this is important because now it has created legal clarity that the United States government will not go after crypto innovators. This is super good because previously it kind of deterred people from going into crypto because you could get persecuted for simply trying to do something new with finances. So this is very, very nice to see this. Then United States government will also look into the tax code and at least make taxation favorable for innovation and especially for the usage of stablecoins. They emphasized that they need to strengthen USD status as the world's reserve currency, and they will be utilizing stablecoins to do that. So stablecoin issuers, mostly Circle, is in a good position, which means that I think the Coinbase coin will go up in value because Coinbase is the custodian for USDC. So Coinbase is going to be a major winner in that transaction. But also, this is important, USDT founder Paolo Ardoino was also at the event. So this guy here. And USDT has seen a lot of FUD through the years. People are thinking if they're actually backed by real dollars or not. But since he was there at the event, I don't think they will go after Tether anymore. So we can basically kiss Tether FUD goodbye. So we have one less FUD box in the FUD cycle. So that is very, very good. On a side note, half of the USDT is running on Tron network. So Tron token may be actually a very, very good bet in the future as well. TRX or the Tron token is also held by the World Liberty Financial, which is the Trump's DeFi project. I will talk about it a little bit later on this post. But all in all, USDT FUD is basically done. Then this is very, very important. Banks can now buy and custody crypto. This is huge. So let's read it. This was not actually announced in the event itself, but on the same day of the event, Office of the Comptroller of Currency made a post, and this is a direct quote from the website. Crypto asset custody, certain stablecoin activities, and participation in independent node verification networks basically staking, such as distributed ledger, are permissible for national banks and federal savings associations. So 1,200 banks in the United States can now basically buy crypto, hold crypto, custody crypto, sell crypto, and stake crypto. This is potentially huge because now it's a massive game of chicken. Which bank does it first? Because the first bank who does it, obviously the second bank has to do it also. And then the fourth, fifth, and then eventually probably most, half or more will offer some crypto services. So this is massive, but the markets don't really realize this at the moment, it feels like. Next, there was no mention of investor protections against rugs or scams in the summit. This was a little bit of a letdown for me, but not really a surprise. This does not seem to be a big priority for Trump, especially because he created the Trump and Melania meme coins, which basically were just massive pump and dump schemes, which had huge insider allocations inside them. So what I hope for is that at least the officials do not create any more of these fucking scam meme coins, because the more scams there are in this industry, that means the less likely investors are to put money into this casino. Because when people see a casino and they see a lot of people winning in the casino, they want to be part of that casino. But if they see a casino where most people lose money, people will avoid that casino. So these rugs, scams, rug pulls, insider jobs, all these things basically are just a massive hindrance and a weight on the whole crypto industry. So Trump did a massive disservice with Trump and Melania meme coins, in my opinion, basically irreparable damage. But I hope that at least that they don't do any more of those. But I'm sure some people will grift it, but I hope crypto investors are a little bit smarter now and will not jump into these pump and dump schemes anymore. Most likely they will not, but I can hope. Anyway, this is a win for scams, I guess. Super important not only what was said in the summit, but who was there. So these companies that were at the summit will most likely get favorable treatment in the United States government, and also they will be able to inflict change on the legislation. And let's take a look at what companies are inside here. Number one, MicroStrategy. This was huge because some people were speculating if whatever MicroStrategy is doing with their Bitcoin convertible note strategy, if it's illegal, if it's legal. But now they basically got a full endorsement from the United States government, which means that probably more pensions are okay to invest with MicroStrategy. So that was a win for them. Coinbase is here, Ripple, Gemini, Robinhood, Kraken, and this is important, Chainlink. I will talk about Chainlink quite soon. I think it's one of the, if not the best altcoin of the market right now. I will give you the reasons why soon. World Liberty Financial is here, Crypto.com, which is interesting. Multicoin Capital, this is the only one that I don't know of this list. I have not checked them out. Tether was there and Exodus Wallet was there as well. And I think at least MoonPay was there at the event as well. And this is basically my speculation, which I posted over the weekend. So this was clearly sell the event news, but fundamentally this is a historic shift in how United States views crypto. This also changes the fundamentals and the rules, and this new regulatory change allows more money to flow into Bitcoin and crypto. This is basically what I was hoping to get from the event, is that we get uh, basically new doors opened for crypto, and this is exactly what happened. So this is just the beginning, as other countries, banks will follow suit, as Texas is already creating the Bitcoin reserve, for example. But if price breaks down here, the price was still above this trend line at the time I made this post. I suspect a maximum bottom of 77k, but this is already a great place for long-term spot purchases. Thanks for reading this thread. So what basically happened after I made this thread is that I got completely stop loss here at 85k, and then the price fell down to 80k. So right now Bitcoin is basically trying to find the bottom here, and soon I will reveal where I think the bottom will be. But before that, let's go over one more piece of news, then I will talk about Chainlink, and then we could go talk about the Bitcoin fundamentals. So Central Bank of Europe, they are looking to institute CBDC by October 2025. So this year, Europe is implementing another tyrannical system. So CBDC, it is digital euro. Basically, it allows the central bank to uh, completely monitor everybody's transactions. So this is a loss for privacy, and it is a win for centralization. They can also program the money. They can confiscate the money from you easier. And a programming can mean, for example, if there's a pandemic and they give, let's say, a 1,000 euro check for people, they can say that you can only use this money at these exact merchants, and also you have to spend the money before this date. They can give these uh, um, uh, features for the money that they create, which is absolutely insane in my opinion. And the people basically are just subjects and have no sovereignty because they cannot decide what they want to do with the money. So this is what they are creating. So Bitcoin is the counter trend for centralization. We are talking about decentralization with Bitcoin. So I hope Bitcoin wins this battle. But now let's talk about Chainlink. So Sergey Nazarov, who is the co-founder of Chainlink, was also at the crypto summit. And then he made this post here, which is just a massive, basically a thank you letter. When you read about it, there's not really any information here except the bottom, which I found very, very interesting. So he said he found Zach Witkoff's comments. He is the co-founder of World LibertyFi, which is the Donald Trump DeFi project. Comments about the need to create regulatory clarity that makes all existing US institutions comfortable enough to participate in our industry. So this is the master plan here. The current government, they want to implement or basically integrate the current banking system with the crypto or blockchain technologies, and World LibertyFi is trying to be at the center of it. And because you know Donald Trump, he's an insider trader, he is trying to benefit from this change, this regulatory power that he has. He's going to use his executive powers to create this massive, how do I say, World Bank, World Digital Central Bank, World LibertyFi, whatever it is. It could be absolutely awful, but from the money making standpoint, Chainlink is at the center of this all, because Chainlink is the Oracle service for crypto and real world assets. So if you have a real world asset and you want to uh, take it on chain, you basically need to have Chainlink for that transaction. And when these guys are basically shaking hands at the Oval Office as of now, this is basically just the beginning for Chainlink. Chainlink is massively bullish here. And now let me show you other reasons why I think Chainlink is massive. So now I went ahead and went to sentiment.net. And let's take a look at Chainlink price action, which is this pink line here. You can see the top here, the market cap of Chainlink was roughly $19 billion. And from the top here until now, the market cap is only $9 billion as of now, which is basically very, very little if we are talking about trillions, potentially trillions of dollars coming on chain as real world assets. If that transition will happen, you can understand that Chainlink may not only be undervalued by 10x, but it could be undervalued by 100x also. But even at $10 billion, it's just absolutely no-brainer in my opinion, because Chainlink is also used for on-chain security. But all in all, the price is at a good point. But when we take a look at other data, it gets even more interesting. So this yellow line here, it shows us, this orange line here shows us the total amount of link holders on chain. And as you can see on this downturn, we've only seen more accumulation of Chainlink, which is showing me that there's ongoing consistent demand for Chainlink. So more and more people want to hold Chainlink as more wallets are holding Chainlink. So more demand. At the same time, we can see, actually it's not here, I will show you soon, because this only allows me to use or show 5 things at the same time. So let me show you a few other ones, then I will show you the 6th one. But the red one here and the blue one are basically the same indicator. They are showing whale transaction count more than 1 million USD, and dormant circulation, which shows us wallets that have not moved link for more than 90 days, so basically old wallets that have link. Both of those are basically showing no activity here for the last month, which tells me that old wallets and big wallets do not want to sell Chainlink at these price levels, which tells me that there's diminishing sell pressure. So if the demand is growing, but at the same time sell pressure is diminishing, that usually tilts the price that it will have to go to the upside. And then the yellow line here shows us a realized market cap of Chainlink. And as you can see, the realized market cap of Chainlink, it only goes up if the price of Chainlink is higher and when people transact Chainlink on chain. So it creates a timestamp on the blockchain, and based on the timestamp and the price at the time of the timestamp, it basically creates a blip in this chart here. So anyway, the realized market cap of Chainlink right now is $11.5 billion. And compare that to the $9 billion market cap of now, it means that most Chainlink investors are currently holding Chainlink at a loss. And when most people hold Chainlink at a loss, it means that there's not a lot more sell pressure anymore, because people don't want to sell at a loss usually. They want to sell at a profit. So overall, these things look very, very good. Let me show you the final thing that I want to show, which is the supply of Chainlink on exchange wallets. Supply on exchanges, and let's add it here. So when we take a look at the supply of Chainlink on exchange wallets, what you can see here is that the supply was at peak here 227 million Chainlink on exchange wallets. But from there, the supply has diminished away from exchange wallets, which means that people want to hold Chainlink on their own chain wallets. So this is very good. This shows roughly 13% drop of Chainlink on exchange wallets, which tells me that again there's more demand for Chainlink on this downturn here. So overall, Chainlink from a speculator standpoint looks absolutely beautiful, and the on-chain data here also tells me that basically everything is pointing for Chainlink to go to the upside. So that's why I'm very, very bullish on Chainlink. I hope you got some value out of this analysis here. Now, going back to Bitcoin, and then I will go back to the Bitcoin chart. When I take a look at the global Bitcoin held by ETFs globally, you can see that the peak here was 1.32 million Bitcoin held by ETFs, and it basically we've seen a 50,000 Bitcoin drop in ETFs that held Bitcoin, and this the ending of February basically gave us the biggest outflow from ETF wallets. But if we take a look at the drop here, this is pretty much the largest drop of ETF holding Bitcoin that has left ETF wallets in the history of Bitcoin ETFs. So when we compare these drops here, this kind of tells me that maybe we are seeing the end of this dumpage here. And ETFs, they mostly want to hold Bitcoin, they don't want to sell it, especially on a downturn here. So I think the ETFs are almost done selling. And also when we go and take a look at the data on order books, we take a look at the order book depth, and we take a look at the 10% order book depth. Currently, we are seeing a massive amount of buy limit orders. At the bottom here, we saw a delta of $325 million more buy orders than sell orders within 10% price of the within a 10% move of the current price point at the lows here. And this is important because this shows more buy pressure than we saw at this low here, which was roughly $79,000, which was lower. So we're seeing more buy pressure at a higher price point now than we saw here. So that tells me that this is a very, very strong buy zone already. But when I take this from 10% to 3%, you suddenly see that right now we are not seeing a lot of buy pressure at this exact price point of $82,300, which tells me that most of this buy pressure is basically below the current $80,000 price point. So there is a chance that we visit a little bit lower one more time here on the price. So when I take all of these things into consideration, it just tells me that most likely we will visit this trend line one last time. And when we visit this trend line here, that would take the Bitcoin price roughly to $76,000, right about here. This is also where we still have a small CME futures gap. So if that gets filled, that would be perfect, absolutely perfect. And from there, I think we will see just a massive accumulation and a move to the upside. Now, even though I'm speaking quite bullishly right now, you have to understand that Bitcoin is not isolated asset, and macroeconomics play a huge role for Bitcoin, as we have probably seen, and that's one of the reasons why we haven't seen a big move to the upside, even when we saw the most bullish news basically in the history of crypto. S&P 500 index has basically only given us more red and more red and more red, more red and more red. And just over this weekend, we saw China imposing tariffs on Canada as well. So now that the tariff wars are on full speed, the markets are not liking that action at all. But what I do expect is that we do get a relief rally here on the S&P 500 index. And when that relief rally, whenever it actually happens, I don't know when it will happen, that's basically when I think cryptos will moon for the last final time. And when we see that mooning, basically aping into crypto, that is basically when you want to take profits out, because I do expect the S&P 500 index to make new lows here over this year one more time. That's basically my bullish scenario for crypto right here. But obviously this is just speculation. Overall, right now I am bullish. This is a very strong support zone here. But if you see 78K, 77K, I would just buy Bitcoin as basically much as I could. Maybe we go even lower than that, but I just don't see it really with this with these fundamentals that we currently have. But anyway, that's my analysis for today. Now, if you want to trade these markets, in my opinion, the best exchange on the planet is Bybit.com. They are a sponsor of this channel. So if you use the referral code denome, you get 10% discount for your first 30 days, and you are eligible for up to $30,000 in welcome rewards. You can do pretty much everything on Bybit. You can buy Chainlink, you can short Chainlink, you can buy Bitcoin, you can use trading bots, you can use copy trading, you can do a lot of different things with Bybit.com, pretty much everything you need. Now, if you are not eligible to use Bybit because wherever you are living, then I do have some other affiliate links in the description as well. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you on the next one, and bye-bye.